What's stopping you? Are you too tired? Didn't get enough sleep? Don't have enough energy? Don't have enough time? Is that what's stopping you right now? Don't have enough money? Is that the thing? Or is the thing that's stopping you, you?
When I look at people, I always ask the question, I say, man, tell me what Nike stands for. They said, oh, Inc., that's easy, just do it. I said, tell me what Adidas stands for. Oh, Inc., that's easy, man, impossible is nothing. I said, now tell me what you stand for. When people look at you, do they think excuses? When people look at you, do they think victory? When people look at you, do they think that's a person that's gonna give me everything they got, not on some days, but on every day, and it's not gonna be predicated upon if I feel like it, because I think we all know if we only worked on the days when we felt like it, none of us would get much accomplished. I'm talking about the real level of commitment, not the commitment that falls in line if everything goes right. I'm speaking of the commitment that says, I am going to stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood that I've set it in his life.
See, most people, ladies and gentlemen, are stoppable. Most people, all you have to do is tell them no. All you have to do is make it inconvenient for them. All you have to do is make it difficult for them in their life.
As we begin to look at what we want, as we begin to look toward the future, what's going to be crucial for you is every time you find yourself saying that you can't do something, you've got to affirm to yourself, hey, no, I can make it. This can happen for me.
This is your place. This is your opportunity.
This is my time. This is my moment. Tomorrow.
Whatever
Ain't no such thing as tomorrow. You only got today. It's your dream. If you want to have it, get your butt up and make it happen. If you want to have it, rise and grind.
When you hold on,
You still got work to
don't
do.
let anybody kill it.
Stay on
Just
that
hold on to that.
basketball court.
When it
Stay
doesn't
on
make
that
sense to
football
anybody,
field.
including
It's
you
grind
sometimes.
season.
Just hold on. Once you give yourself an opportunity to try and to stretch, you'll find out you can do more than you can ever begin to imagine.
The first level to success in life, the very first level, is you seeing it. Like it's clear to you. You know exactly what you want. You know exactly when you want it. You know exactly what it tastes like. You know what it look like. Before you really blow up, and you get success, you literally have it in the palm of your hand without having it. What does your dream look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? The problem with some of y'all is you want somebody else to support your dream. It's yours. I don't owe you a dime. It's your dream. If you wanted to have it, get your butt up and make it happen. If you wanted to have it, rise and grind. I ain't put my dream on nobody else, and I don't care what nobody think about my doggone dream. This is my time. This is my moment. Tomorrow. Ain't no such thing as tomorrow. We only got today.
It's necessary that you be patient. It's necessary that you take a stand, that you dig in. It's necessary to know there are going to be some difficult times. I know I'm going to have to take some blows. Find out how strong I am. Can I stand up? I know I'm going to experience some rejection and disappointment. I know there are going to be some hard decisions to make. The things are going to be so uncertain that I'm gonna feel overwhelmed and feel like I can't handle it. I know I'm gonna experience all of that. Why? It's necessary. It's a part of life. It's called life. All of that will create you to a certain kind of person. That as you go through that experience, what you become in the process, that you'll discover a part of you that you did not know was there.
Don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going.
Oh, what got you into powerlifting?
So in the beginning, it wasn't really about powerlifting. It was more about a therapy, trying to basically, I was a really emotional teenager growing up, just from, stuff that was happening at home and a lot of issues I had to deal with there. And so the gym was kind of just that place I could go to let all my anger out and everything. It wasn't really just, powerlifting. I didn't really even know what powerlifting was. And I was on YouTube looking for, people that lifted and were like-minded, and I discovered George Lehman. Guys like George Lehman, Pete Rubish, more like old school type powerlifters, and a lot of what they said I resonated with like very strongly, and so I just used them as motivation, and it was more just go to the gym and just beat the shit out of yourself basically, and you can go home and just be too tired to care about any of the problems you have. And then as I kept going with it, I became more goal oriented, and I liked the feeling of getting stronger and hitting PRs. It was very objective idea, and after discovering powerlifting, I realized it was more of like an objective sport. It wasn't like subjective like bodybuilding is, where it's all opinionated and stuff like that. So I, discovered Texas Barbell Syndicate, and it was my knowledge in the powerlifting world like grew exponentially after being surrounded by so many like-minded people. I learned a lot. I thought I knew a lot before I came here, and just within the last basically 2 years, I've grown so much as a person, and my knowledge is related to powerlifting, and got a couple meets under my belt, and watching a lot of guys that compete here, it's really inspiring, seeing them do better, and makes me want to keep going basically.
So now that you give me like a little bit idea on who inspired you, like tell me a little bit more on who inspired you more.
Like now,
like who are your idols, or who do you look up to?
the people here at Texas Barbell, we're like a family, and we all motivate and support each other, and it's hard to come in here and not just feel the energy and want to lift some heavy ass weight. Seeing all your friends and seeing everyone just do better and hit PRs all the time is super inspiring and motivating, and it makes you want to do that too. It feels good.
Okay, so now that you have told me who inspires you, now what inspired you to become a coach?
So when I first was, I guess, getting into powerlifting, I was doing, a little research on YouTube and taking some advice from some well-known powerlifters, and I had a couple friends that wanted to work out with me, and so, I was obviously a little more advanced than they were, so they looked up to me, and I gave them just some basic programming that I was doing, kind of just, doing exactly what I was doing, and seeing them make progress was just, as rewarding as myself hitting PRs. So I kind of realized like that's another passion of mine, is just getting people stronger, seeing them do better, and seeing all the hard work that they did paying off is a super rewarding feeling.
Okay, so what advice would you give to somebody who would like to start powerlifting?
Hire a coach, or just start with like a really basic, like a 5x5 program, or the Candido 6-week program. Those are really good ones. They're free. Just kind of try and make some progress on there. But the reason I say hire a coach is because, especially if you're training like at a commercial gym, and your idea of good form is probably not very good in reality. Relative to the people that are training around you, it might be okay, but to really progress, the goal is consistency, and hiring a coach is really going to help with that. Just making sure everything is, you're basically just having good form.
Okay, so in powerlifting, everybody has their downfalls and everything. So what kind of advice would you give to someone who's going through an injury?
So I've had a couple injuries. I've had a quad strain, I've had 2 pec tears, and a separate pec strain. I also had a strained hip flexor that kept me from squatting for a good couple months. And it can be really demotivating, but the number one thing you have to do is you can't just say, like, oh, it feels good today, so I'm just going to go heavy. You know, that's why I say hiring a coach really comes into play, because they'll keep you grounded and they'll keep you in a weight range that's not going to re-aggravate your injury. Just keep doing movements. Rest is not going to heal anything. You have to keep moving. You have to keep getting, blood in the area. At least that's really what helped with my pec injuries. Just humbling myself, lowering the weight, starting back from square one, reassessing my form, my technique, and it really definitely paid off, because the weight that I tore my muscle with roughly 6 months ago, I'm hitting for easy sets of 8. So just humble yourself, focus on technique.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I hope that I'd have at least an elite total. I'd really like that a lot. Be competitive on like a national level. Just get stronger safely, staying injury free, and yeah.
Okay, enough talking about the future. If you could go back in time, knowing what you know now, what would you change?
I would have hired a coach a lot sooner, and like I said, when you hire a coach, you learn so much so quick, especially if they're a well-established coach that has a good reputation. You can learn so much from them and keep yourself, away from injuries, and you'll progress a lot faster. I can't tell you how long I stayed stagnant with my strength before I hired a coach, and it was almost, that's when my hip flexor injury, I gave myself that from overtraining and overshooting and having really shitty form. And it was within the first month of being with a coach, I was hitting PRs again on squat, which was great. It was something I haven't done in almost a year back then. So yeah, that'd probably be the number one thing I'd go back and change.
So
I don't even listen to music. I listen to like spoken words, like Henry Rollins. He's a really good one. He's got a couple good ones. The Iron in the Soul is my favorite one. I actually got that tattooed on me. But that's the one that just is for when I'm going for like a huge PR, or when I'm at a meet and I really want to get psyched up and just pull out every last bit of energy for like third attempt on deadlift or something. But other than that, I'll listen to something that doesn't have words, so you can kind of add your own meaning behind it.
And so what does hitting a PR mean to you?
It basically feels like when you bust a nut on a girl's face.
I love that shit, dude. Dude, that's the greatest thing. It's like
from the project, fucked around and got it poppin'. I'm like, fuck a Maserati, bought my bitch a Bentley truck. G5 my blood, brother.